back to another video from R&C. Today I will be reading another article. I will be continuing to reading the articles that we're making until the website is completed so that you may go there to read the articles. Alright, let's begin. If you read the first article, then you'll see that the predictions that we've made were right. These past few weeks have been crazy for everyone. Politics even got included. Congress passed the CHIPS Act, in which they want to produce more chips despite the fact that we're in a recession. Accompanied with that was Nancy Pelosi's controversial visit to Taiwan. In this article, I'll explain what's going on and what to expect. Bears gain steam. The bearish side of the market is like a house on fire. They all have shorts in the market, but the market's going up. They're getting squeezed out. People on Twitter and Reddit have stated that they have no more money left, and that they put it all into shorting the market. They've gone all out. As stated in the first article, they've done this because the media told them of a future recession. Nvidia's poor earnings report drove it down for a whole day. It was a scary day for the market. Chip stocks tanked, and people were saying that Nvidia marked the end of the microchip boom. Bears were clinging on to this news, but it wasn't enough. Microchips went up the very next day, and very strong. But I thought the microchip boom was over. It turns out it was a shakeout. Institutions used the poor earnings report as an excuse to dump shares into the market, scaring everyone and making them sell as well. The next day, institutions bought back all shares that were sold, which made Nvidia go up high. Based on my analysis in Article 1, it would be foolish for these banks and institutions to dump all their shares of Nvidia at a loss, considering the fact that it's their fourth biggest holding in their portfolios. Taiwan trip and CHIPS Act. Before all these political moves, microchips weren't doing so well in the stock market. Intel's poor earnings report made it go down 11% that day. Other semiconductor stocks followed along, going down that day. It was fought across the market. Maybe the great move of microchips was coming to an end. But then Congress passed the CHIPS Act with the goal of producing more microchips to compete with China, despite the fact that we're clearly in a recession. Or perhaps was it really because these banks were foolish, just like 2008? At the time, they put so much money in mortgages because it was doing so well, they wanted to take advantage of it. So when it crashed, they lost all their money, except for those with their past employees in the White House and Treasury, J.P. Morgan, Goldman Sachs, etc., etc. Seeing that semiconductors were doing so well in 2020, they bought lots of shares to enjoy the ride, but now they're feeling the pinch. Remember in 2008, perhaps they passed the CHIPS Act to boost chip stocks, but they continue to go down. The next thing we know, Nancy Pelosi is in Taiwan, and China responds with setting some of their navy. Could institutions have something to do with this? It doesn't seem logical for the United States to raise tensions with China. In White House hearings, they won't tell us what they did. But what I've stated, I'm assuming we can say that is related to the stock market. Here's some evidence to support my claim. As seen in the images above, we can see that BlackRock has ties with the government. Not only that, but they're also investing heavily in semiconductor stocks and were at a loss when they were failing. Now with the CHIPS Act and Taiwan trip, they've been gaining money. Now that we know that institutions are back in this current up move in the NASDAQ, I think it's safe to say that it will keep going up. We rallied above the 50-day moving average, survived the pullback which guarantees the NASDAQ strength. We also made it back above 13,000 points. As of right now, the goal is for the NASDAQ to breach the 200-day averages. After it does so, then people with short positions will have to manage their losses. They will do this by buying stocks since they'll all be going up. This will push the NASDAQ up even more. What if the NASDAQ crashes now? If the markets were to crash now, then it would be worse than 2008. Back then, China was not as powerful to become the new world power, although it did hurt the United States. If the markets were to crash, then banks and institutions will go bankrupt because they knew huge positions in tech stocks and semiconductors. This will lead to another taxpayer bailout. It will hurt us more now because the amount of debt we're in, $30 trillion. Countries are switching to China's side instead of ours, political tensions, civil unrest, etc. It could actually be the end of the American empire and lead to a depression instead of a recession. However, this is just our prediction. It could be worse. Thank you for watching this video. The website will be finished soon, and we will be posting all articles within the website. Link in the description down below. Thank you for watching, and be sure to subscribe.